Hey Guitar Champion, what's going on? Justin Hombach here back from my practice cave, and welcome to today's video where we are going to take a look at my practice schedule and some of my favorite tips how you can develop your own practice schedule. Alright, here we go. But before we're starting with the video, we're going to do the shoutout section. My section where I pick 2 comments, react to them or to thank to them, to give a thanks back to the community, which really helps me to progress in what I'm doing here. So let's check out the 2 comments for today. So the first comment is from my last video, and here I really want to thank everybody who watched it, the full perpetual burn Jason Becker lesson. For my standards, this video was really successful. So I really thank everybody who watched this video and support this video and supported this channel, of course. So, and the comment is from B2 Bautista, and he asked me to, how did you learn that song? Well, when I'm learning a song, I'm trying to divide it in some parts, like the intro, then the first melody, the solo and stuff like this, and also dividing the solo into this lick and that phrase and stuff like this. And then I'm going from part to part to part, really organized, really with a structure behind this. And I'm also tracking my time. How long do I need to learn this and to that? Maybe I'm planning before that, okay, this part could be really easy, this won't take a lot of time, and here's a part which could be really hard for me, this will cost more time. And so this is a really efficient way for me to learn new songs in really short of time. How long did I take to learn the Perpetual Burn by Jason Becker? You will find out in this video. So, and the next comment is also from that video, but there's also the same comment on another video. It's from Xavi Guitar 18. Please mate, can you tell me how to sound that good with the DV Mark? I record through XL output, but to my Scarlett, and it sounds so bad. Sad smiley. Well, I have to say, it's nothing special. I really like my multi-amp here, my DV Mark, and I go with it, like I said, with the XLR to, where is it? A really cheap and old Tascam interface, but for those kind of covers and video it's really okay. And yeah, maybe you should check out your settings. Are your amp simulations activated? This is really important to get a good sound, or sometimes you forget to, or even I forget to activate my amp simulation, my cabinet simulation, and then it sounds not so good. So check out the settings. All the presets that I use are standard multi-amp presets. They are so great in the beginning, so I do nothing special, to be honest. There will be coming some DV Mark videos pretty soon, where I'm meeting up with my friends from DV Mark, because they're really awesome people, DV Mark Germany. Shout out to you guys here. And then we will doing some videos about the multi-amp, but sadly we can only do this when all of this corona is over. Hopefully this will be over soon. So stay home and stay safe. Alright, those were my 2 comments of the day. Thanks again for everybody who's supporting this channel, and now let's start with the video. Here we go. So today I have here in my practice room my whiteboard with me. This whiteboard is really important for me because on this whiteboard I always organize everything from my practice routine, what I have to practice, and my time management. You will see later what I'm doing with this whiteboard. So I have a 6-hour practice routine every day. 4 hours minimum, but 6 hours are my main goal, my go-to goal. So now you might ask yourself, why 6 hours? Aren't that a little bit too much? For other instruments, this can be really hard and really painful from the physical side of you to practice 6 hours every day. But today I show you why I need to practice 6 hours, why you maybe don't need to practice 6 hours, and how I get those 6 hours incorporated into my daily routine. Okay, so the first thing I do is I write down what do I need to practice, and I want that from you as well. Please take a piece of paper and a pen or pencil and write down as well what do you want to, or what do you need to practice, alright? Okay, what do I need to practice? Well, the first thing I need to practice is I need to practice all the stuff for my YouTube videos, for example. I need to get prepared for this. I need to practice all those licks and those covers and stuff like this. And this can be really a lot of work, you will see later, but the first thing I often write down when it comes to what do I need to practice is my YouTube videos. So then maybe I have an upcoming gig or a show and I need to practice it for a band or for a rehearsal for a band. So yeah, every kind of project, every kind of band I have, I need to practice for this as well, of course. Band preparation, alright. Not only for my YouTube videos or for my bands I need to practice something, I always or still need to get prepared for my students. Maybe one student wants to learn a certain solo or a certain song, and I need to get prepared for this as well. And maybe sometimes I even have to practice for it, because I have a lot of students who love to make some technical stuff, which I love. I love to teach technical and progressive stuff, but sometimes I need to practice for this as well. So getting prepared for my students, of course. And then I always practice try to practice my basic technique. Some basic exercises where I focus on precision, on how clean I'm playing this, starting slow, getting faster and faster, so really taking my time with this. So this is another topic, another theme where I really put some effort and time in it, in basic technique preparation. So, and now I take those 4 topics and putting them in something which is called the Eisenhower Matrix. So let's check out the Eisenhower Matrix. So this is the Eisenhower Matrix. It consists out of 4 equal spaces, and we are dividing it into 2 different sections. We have the important section and the urgent section. Now in the first square we are writing down everything what we need to practice, which are important and urgent. On the square down here we are writing everything down we need to practice, which are important but not urgent. And now the band over there is jamming a little bit, and I hope you can still hear what I'm saying. Alright, so square number 3 is... On square number 3 we have everything which is not important but urgent. And on square number 4 we have everything which is not important and not urgent. So let's check out every square and let's see what kind of exercises or what kind of stuff we need to practice we are going to put in those squares. So square number 1 was important and urgent. This means this would be everything which pushes my career. So this is important to get my career and my life as a musician forward, but has a time limitation. For example, a gig coming on Saturday. I have a gig on Saturday. Well, right now not because of Corona, but let's imagine we have a gig on Saturday and we still need to practice some riffs or some solos to get this gig done, or this recording session done, or yeah, everything like this. Band preparation, for example, would be something, or can be something, which is really important and urgent. Getting prepared for gigs, for recording sessions, all those kind of stuff. So now, and as well important and urgent are all the stuff that I need to do as a teacher to get prepared. Because my students, I'm a full-time teacher, I'm a full-time guitar coach, and my students are paying me for this. So this is important for my living, to live from that, and to get a good quality or to improve as a teacher, I need to get prepared for this. So this is also something which I consider into important and urgent. So, and this can be as well something like, example, learning a solo for a student, or seeing what problems some students have and writing some exercises for that and stuff like this. Not important but urgent would be, for example, all of the stuff which I have to prepare for my YouTube videos. Why is this not important but urgent? Or let's say, why is this not as important like getting prepared for gigs or for my teaching stuff? Because I don't earn money with YouTube. YouTube is kind of an advertisement for me as a person, as a teacher, as a guitar coach, but I don't make a living out of it. But it's urgent because I have own ambitions. I would like to say, for example, okay, next Saturday I would like to upload a cover or a lesson for certain licks, so I really need to focus on that and need to practice on this stuff. But nobody is forcing me or nobody is paying me to do this kind of video. Let's say, for example, if I don't upload that cover on Saturday, I don't think anybody would say, oh well, Justin, you didn't upload that video on Saturday, now I need to punish you for some certain reasons. Nobody's forcing me, I don't make a living out of it. But as I've said, I have my own ambitions. I want to make that cover to release it on Saturday, so it's for me in a certain way urgent. For example, the Jason Becker cover from Perpetual Born, I had 1 week to learn this cover, and so I took really my time in this week to get this one done, because it was my own ambition and my passion to learn this song in 1 week. So not important but urgent are all the stuff for YouTube, for example, in my case. Important but not urgent is everything which brings you to the next level in the longer term, in the future. Like for example, an exercise where you really need to focus on half a year, 3 months or something like that to develop some certain technique or some certain speed and stuff like this. So basic technique would be something which I consider into important but not urgent, because it's important to develop as a musician, as an artist, as a guitar player, but it's not urgent. If I'm doing this now or in 6 months, nobody is caring. I have my own ambitions to do this here and there, but I take my time. I'm not forcing myself to get one certain exercise in this kind of category on speed in 1 week or something like that. I take my time. I take 3 months, 4 months to develop this technique and to develop this exercise, and everything is nice and easy and relaxed. So this is important but not urgent. And the last square, not important and not urgent, is everything that I would play just for fun. Learning a song for fun, jamming a little bit, or meeting with other musicians and jamming with them and stuff like this. So everything that don't develop my playing as much, that aren't any kind of advertisement for me and aren't any YouTube content. So all of this is not important and not urgent. So all the fun stuff. So this is the Eisenhower Matrix, and this is really helpful for me to see what kind of categories where I need to practice or we need to focus on is important, is urgent, is maybe not important, maybe not urgent. You get the point. So after I've written down everything in the Eisenhower Matrix, I do my daily routine, or I'm planning my daily routine. And how this is going to look like, you will see right now. So this is my weekly plan. I write down every day. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. Those are the German names when you're wondering what the heck is standing here. Montag, Dienstag, Mittwoch, Donnerstag, Freitag. I leave out Saturday and Sunday. I'm actually a guy who needs a plan for every day. If I don't have a plan and if I don't have a clue what to do, remember my video top 5 mindsets for musicians? Then I do nothing. I just live into the day and I have no goals for the day, and then I'm most of the time sitting around being lazy. So I need a plan. I need really a structure for my day. It's really hard and nearly impossible to get everything done from that plan, from that day, but it helped me. It's kind of a guide or a map for me for the day. So it's really important for me to do this. So let's check out the first day, Monday. So I wake up at 3 AM. And at 3 AM I'm doing a morning routine. Then at 4 AM I start my first practice routine. And here comes the point, as that first practice routine. What this means, you will see it later. And now I often use something which is called Eat the Frog in the Morning. Eat the Frog in the Morning is a theory by Brian Stacy, a guy who's really famous for his kind of time management books and stuff like this. And it said, do the most nasty, the most uninspiring, boring task you need to do, which is really important. Do this as the first task in the beginning of the day. So for example, paying bills, doing taxes, cleaning up. Do this as the first task of the day. Why? Because when you're doing it at the first task of the day, you have it done. It doesn't bother you anymore. And it motivates you as well. It gives you a great feeling when you know you have something done which is really nasty and boring and doesn't make fun. And we can take this and transform it into practicing guitar as well. And in the morning, the first thing that I practice is everything for important and urgent. Let's go back again to the situation where I said that I have a gig on Saturday. So I sit down 4 AM and practice, for example, everything for that gig for 1 hour, for my first hour. So I'm doing my gig preparation in the beginning. I'm learning all those riffs and the solos and stuff like this. And let's say also that the gig is on that Saturday, so I know for me exactly, okay, I need to do this every day to get prepared, to get ready. So I know, for example, here and here and here and here, I still do at 4 AM or start my practice routine 4 AM with all of the gig stuff. The next thing which was important and urgent were all the stuff for my students. So I take my time for my students or the preparation for that at 4 AM. So, and then I practice my first 2 hours guitars, and I have done my gig preparation and my student preparation. Done. So, and then I quit practicing. Then I do all of my daily routine, doing the other stuff, going to work. I still work as well in a high school as a music teacher, which is something I really like a lot. So I do this all of kind of stuff, doing a nap, going to tell you a little bit about this later on. So, and then let's say I'm working until noon. And then 1 p.m. I'm going to have some lunch, and then at let's say at 3 p.m. I start with my second practice routine, the next 2 hours. And what I'm doing here? Well, another really interesting thing is to know your energy level over the day. I know, for example, I have a lot of energy in the morning and in the evening. When it's noon or a little bit afternoon, I don't have energy. I'm really tired and lazy, and I do long naps, and I'm eating pretty well, having a good lunch and stuff like this. So when it comes to practice, I try to imply this as well, my energy level. So I don't practice anything which costs creativity, which is really hard, or where I need to focus a lot, because this costs a lot of energy. So I do, for example, my basic technique stuff here. The stuff which is important but not urgent. And the cool thing about the stuff that is important but not urgent is that it's no problem when I'm not doing this every day. It's totally fine to do this every second day or 3 times in a week. So when sometimes I'm a bit too lazy, or I want to chill or relax a little bit in the noon, which I really in the afternoon, which I really love, then I have no problem to skip that. It's not that I'm thinking later, oh man, shit, I didn't practice this today and now I have to fail there and it's going to be terrible and stuff like this. No, it's totally fine to skip this once in a while. I'm maybe a little bit lazy, or maybe I want to do something else, a little walk, reading a book, playing some PlayStation or stuff like this. So I do my basic technique stuff, all the stuff which is important in the long term but not urgent. The perfect time for this. What does this mean, basic technique? For example, I divide it into 3 technical, kind of shreddy technical fragments right now: legato, alternate picking and sweep picking. And especially left-hand exercise or left-hand technique is my worst technique. So I'm doing this, for example, for an hour, doing some Tom Quayle exercises or some Rick Graham legato lessons or stuff like this, which really helps my legato playing, or developing my own legato exercises. Right now I'm practicing a legato exercise which really helps my pull-off technique, because especially my pull-off technique is not really good, not really controlled. So I do this for an hour, for example. And then for another 30 minutes, or let's say 25 minutes, I always love to practice 25 minutes and then doing a 5-minute break, I practice the other 2 techniques: sweep picking and alternate picking. And now the next 2 hours of practicing are done. Now I've done 4 hours in the day, and we have 3 p.m., 4 p.m., we have 5 p.m. So we still have a lot of time for the complete day. Isn't that awesome? That is pretty awesome. So now it's the evening time, and I'm starting to do some sport, some workout, or meeting with friends, or right now in Corona times not, doing all this kind of activity stuff. And then at 8 p.m. I organize my next day, doing my evening routine, and then at 10 p.m. I mostly do my next 2 practice sessions. So now at 10 p.m. I have a lot of energy back again, and I can focus a lot better, or can be creative. So here I'm doing all the stuff which is not important but urgent, like for example the YouTube stuff, creating some new etudes and licks, or researching for my shred ABC, or for my lessons, and learning some new cover stuff, and all that stuff like this, which requires a lot of focus and creativity, I do at 10 p.m. And so I have 6 hours of practicing done pretty easily over the complete day. And like Monday, most of my other days looks like. I always try to organize my days in the evening, the next day, so I'm always prepared for what's going on the next day. So I only have to look, okay, now it's blah blah blah, 7 p.m. I have to practice this, or I have to do this, or now it's 10 p.m. or 10 a.m. and I have to do this. And so I don't waste energy on thinking about, okay, what do I need to practice today, what I need to do today, and then I do nothing. So this is really helpful for me. Now you might ask yourself, well, you go to bed at midnight and you wake up at 3 a.m. Is there anything wrong with you? No, I do something which is called Übermenschschlaf. Übermensch sleep, polyphasical sleep. I don't want to get really deep into this right now. This only means I sleep for 3 or 3.5 hours as a piece, and then I'm doing power naps over the day 3 times. I do this now for nearly 4 years. Really happy with it. Google it, search for it. If you want to know more about this, you can always ask me. Maybe I will do a video about this, but I don't want to get deeper into this right now. So this is basically my way how I develop my practice schedule. Now, what does this mean for you? Write down what do you need to practice. Do the Eisenhower Matrix to figure the priorities, to see what kind of exercise or what kind of field where you need to practice is more important than maybe other stuff and urgent other stuff. Know your energy level over the day. Know the times when it's best for you to be creative or to focus on something, and also know the times where you need to make a break. When you need to have a pause, when you need to relax and to do something else to get your mind free. And then make a daily routine plan. For me, this is so important. Without that, I wouldn't work. So much for this little video about my practice schedule. I hope you liked this video. If you like the video, then feel free to subscribe, and feel free, of course, to hit the like button. Write down a comment, and I hope I'm going to see you in my next video. Cheers and stay progress. Bye.